Hello, so I'm back at the airport, this time traveling to London, and I'm traveling by Emirates. This is the first video of the London series. Okay, so I'm here at Dubai International Airport, and my connection was supposed to be such that I would have 2 hours and 20 minutes in hand to move around the airport. But unfortunately my flight was delayed by half an hour in Mumbai, and it took another half an hour 45 minutes just to land because of air traffic. So I'm left back with just around 30 minutes or so before the boarding starts, and so I will not get to check out the airport. My boarding is from gate B19, and I just have another 20 minutes in hand to reach my boarding gate. Boarding has already started, but I requested the crew to allow me 10 minutes so I could just rush and finish my prayers and come back. So I'm rushing towards the mosque to quickly recite my Zohar Asr. Hey there, I've just landed at London Heathrow Airport and cleared my immigration. Immigration was quite smooth as compared to the previous years, and now I'm heading to the city. Very good morning to you. It's Monday, 20th of January, and I am going to London City for a site tour. And I will keep you updated as to what's going on. So it's a lovely morning, really cold enough, and as you can see around me, all the roads are quiet because this is how London is. And I am staying at a friend's place, and this is his house. Okay, see you. So the plan is that I'm going to London City to see London Eye, Change of Guards, House of Parliament, and the Big Ben. At the moment I'm walking towards a station called as Rayners Lane, from where I will take a train to Finchley Road, change from Finchley Road to go to Westminster Street, where all these tourist attractions are. As you can see, it's very cold. The temperature is 1 degree, and I'm breathing heavily because of the cold and not because of the walk. I'm walking towards the main road, and look what I found. Mumbai local vegetarian street food of India. Looks like a nice posh place for pani puri and pav bhaji types food. Oh yeah, here they advertise it. And this is the high street of Rayners Lane. High street because it's called like the main road, where you have most of the shopping and food on such roads. Oh, subway. Here I am at Rayners Lane station, which is an underground station. From here I need to get on to Finchley Road. It's very simple to travel in London. All you need is an Oyster card. This card helps you to move around the city using train or by bus. This card is used everywhere. Just tap in the card, walk into the station, and tap out while leaving. So here it is. It's as simple as this. That's it, and you are in. Now you choose which side you want to go to. So here's a train, here's a tube for Aldgate Metropolitan Line, and I need to get in to change at Finchley Road. I've just got down from Westminster Station. Behind me is Parliament Street, and I'm now walking towards Whitehall, where I will be able to get on to the change of guards. Some of the iconic buildings. The best part about UK, especially this part of London, is that you see all these heritage type buildings and no high rises. It's marvelous architecture, and each of these buildings, I'm sure, has a story. So I'm here in a Indian kind of a supermarket, and I'm happy to see lots of Indian stuffs here, including Limca. Here's the Women of World War II monument, dedicated to the women of World War II. Now that's something interesting. Make unlimited bus and tram journeys within 1 hour for £1.50. Hello, guard. That's a beautiful horse. So here we are at the Queen's Lifeguard Parade. Basically every day at 11 a.m. the guards change. So this is a formal ceremony happening daily. And at evening 4 o'clock, an officer inspects the guards on what is called the 4 o'clock parade. So we won't be able to see that, but at least we are here right on time for the 11 o'clock change of guards ceremony. And we are here right on time. It's going to start in the next 5 minutes. And here are some tourists waiting to watch the sight of the change of guards ceremony. Alright, here they are. I'm outside one of the very famous telephone booths, the red telephone booths of London. Hi, I'm right now at the Westminster Bridge, which is known for the Big Ben, the city tour by boat, as well as the very famous London Eye. And that's the Big Ben. I'm walking along the Westminster Bridge, and this reminds me of the Galata Bridge in Istanbul. Hello, pigeon. That's the famous St. Thomas Hospital. And that's the Big Ben once again, under renovation. Looks like a Mannati tower. People have put their locks for Mannat. So this is famous even in London, that people do have Mannats. Pigeons here are also friendly, not like in India. That's another one. Oh, he's camera shy. This is another tourist attraction, the Sea Life London, just outside the London Eye. Is the London Aquarium. Shrek's Adventure. So here we are at the tickets counter for the London Eye and the other attractions. So you have the London Dungeon, you have the Madame Tussauds, Sea Life, Shrek, London Eye and Big Bus. You get tickets from here for all of these. Unfortunately, London Eye is shut for the next 3 days for maintenance. So I missed this opportunity. Here's the London Dungeon. It's basically thrill rides and shows. I'm now at the London Eye Waterloo Pier, which is famously now known as the Coca-Cola London Eye. It overlooks the whole of London once you are on top of it. and it's a massive giant wheel. It's very famous here, and people book the whole cabin and also celebrate birthday parties in it. It's supposed to be so slow that it doesn't stop anytime. There's no brakes onto it. It comes onto the station. You can easily walk out of it without it stopping. Welcome to Jubilee Gardens. So it's a very common sight in London to see people traveling with their bags. It's not like in India where traveling is a big thing. People here just prefer to check out of the hotel, take their bags, do a city tour, and then get off to the airport. Hot chocolate. Oh wow. This is what you really need on such a cold day when temperature has dropped to below 0 degrees. Okay, so I've just got out of the National Gallery and I have walked down a few blocks to reach the Leicester Square, Coventry Street. This place is famous for M&M's. So that's the M&M's store and also the Lego store. If you can see it, it's right there. So let's see what we can check out from the Lego store and M&M's. So M&M World, here I am. Thank you. So these are some nice stationery to pick up all M&M branding. Behind you'll see nice t-shirts and pillows. And here's the floor chart. Ground floor is Characters Corner, M&M Road, Men's Apparel. Level 1 is World's Travel, largest chocolate wall. Sleepwear, women's wear. Level 2 is Red's Mini, home baking toilets. So it's really exciting. Let's go upstairs. These are really exciting stuffs with M&M branding. They're very expensive too. The world's largest chocolate wall. Some more of M&M stuff here, including coffee mugs with the M&M branding. M&M Union Jack and some more M&Ms. Bye bye M&M. Legoland. Here I come, expecting to see life-size Lego creations like the Big Ben. It's created by Lego and many more stuff. This is Legoland. This is the Big Ben made of Lego toys. This is like Asad in Legoland, Asad in Wonderland, like Alice in Wonderland, Asad in Legoland. I'm on top of Big Ben, and this is made by Lego toys. All individual parts have been fitted by Lego. Amazing. This is interesting. It lets you make your own minifigures. So this is the Lego ticket collector and the Lego YouTube window showing the whole of London Underground. Here's the Lego train, the Lego Underground Lego tube. It also lets you sit inside and click photos.
Pass underneath and we make it, everyone goes, stay alive! Okay? Thank you. So now, just a quick reminder, ladies and gentlemen. This is my heart, this is my art. This is my job, this is how I make living. Ladies and gentlemen, this is street entertainment and theater. It's a profession as old as civilization. At the end of the show, like the old tradition, I will stand by the middle with my hat. If you like my show, if you consider that I made my duty, I made you smile, please come forward, put some money in. No matter how much you put. If you don't have any money, please don't worry. because there is a cash point over there. Oh my god. But you can wait until the end of the show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have now for chewing gum. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, now you know the meaning of this hat. You know the meaning of my job. Ladies and gentlemen, now DJ, grand finale, best part of the show. Brian, are you ready?
I'm here at Charing Cross station. I need to go to Bond Street. Bond Street, I need to take the Tottenham Court Road station and from there change to Central Line. Currently this is Northern Line, so just waiting for the train to come. And here it is.
Charing Cross. Change here for Bakerloo line.
Just got off to Tottenham Court Road, and which was the Northern Line. Now I need to go to the Central Line. Central Line, there it is. This way. It's very easy to travel in London. It has a very complex tube network, but very easy as long as you follow the correct instructions and you know where you're supposed to get off and get on. Still walking, walking, walking. Try to find out where is Bond Street. Here, so it's westbound platform, Bond Street. And the train arrives in 1 minute. So just got off Bond Street. Now I need to get out to the main road in order to go to my next destination, which is Primark. Basically, Primark is a shopping center for clothes and for accessories. I'm here at Oxford Street, which is one of the busiest shopping areas of London. You'll find almost all kind of brands here, whether it is food or clothes or accessories, all on the same street. Here is Aldo, Color, Behind there was McDonald's, and there's Gap and the Body Shop. Falafel store. Tag, Omega, Zara. London department store gifts for you at Amba Hotel. Google says you have reached your destination, and that's Primark. So I'm done with my first round of shopping at Primark. Now I am going towards Harrow. It's evening 4:30 and already it's sunset. At the signal, look left, look right, look both ways before you cross. Let's run. This is not just dangerous, but even against the law, because it's very unsafe. That's a Chinese restaurant, Royal China. So this is an electrical charging point. Like petrol pumps, this is the electrical charging point for electric cars. This is Santander Cycles. You can rent the cycles, pick them up from one place, drop them at the other station, and you pay the rent for this. We are at Baker Street Station, which is the world's first underground railway station. Baker Street also has Regent's open air theatre. Also has the Sherlock Holmes Museum, and it also houses the Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. Interesting timeline. 1086 Doomsday Book. 1440 St. Mary's Church was built. 1530s King Henry VIII acquired hunting ground in the area, which was now called as Regent's Park. 1650 Marylebone Pleasure Gardens. Baker Street was laid out and named after William Baker. 1787 Thomas Lord opened his first cricket ground. 1810 London's first Indian restaurant opened on George Street. Prince Regent. Later, George IV commissioned the John Nash to build a processional route from his London residence to Carlton House to Regent's Park via Regent Street in 1811. So that's 1828. London Zoo, the first oldest scientific zoo, was opened. 1829, London's first bus route in the city of London. 1835, Madame Tussauds opened at Baker Street Bazaar before moving to the current site. Elizabeth Barley and Robert Brown married in secret at the Marylebone Parish Church in 1846. Florence Nightingale was appointed superintendent of the establishment for gentlewomen at number 1 Harley Street in 1853. 1863, Baker Street Station and the world's first underground line opened. 1887, Sherlock Holmes, the first novel, was printed. 1932, Regent's Park was opened as an air theatre. 1940, Britain's Special Operation Executive set up at 64 Baker Street. 1967, the Beatles opened the first business enterprise, the Apple Boutique. 1968, the first heart transplant took place in the UK. 2015, Wonder Pass opens, commissioned by the Baker Street Quarter Partnership. 2020 is when this video is recorded. Hello, I'm here at Terminal 3 of Heathrow Airport and just in time for my flight to Mumbai via Dubai. So I've just finished my baggage check-in and also finished my security check and waiting for the announcement about the gate which will be for my flight. So just scrolling through the Dubai Heathrow duty free and giving you a glimpse of what the duty free is. Okay, so just boarded the flight and we'll be flying in the next 10 minutes or so. The flight is going from Heathrow to Dubai. I'll be having a 4 hours halt in Dubai and then fly to Mumbai. It's 7 p.m. here in London. That's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12:30 in India, and I will reach tomorrow afternoon 2 o'clock in India. So bon voyage to me. Hey, so this is the Dubai duty free and shops at Dubai International Airport. I'm trying to find the lounges which says still ahead. Man, I've been walking since almost 10 minutes now. I've been told that there's a lounge near gate B25 and my gate is B11. I think I just found something. The first class lounge and business class lounge and the Skywards desk is just here. Okay, so this seems to be just the Emirates lounge. I need to look for the Marhaba lounge, which is near gate B25. The best part about the Dubai airport and the London airport is that it all looks similar. The people also look the same. That is, people from all countries are here, whether it is Americans or Canadians or Africans or Europeans, British, Pakistani, and of course Indian. Without Indians and Pakistanis, these airports won't run because the people behind the counters, the salespersons, are mostly Indians, Pakistanis, Filipinos, so mainly people from the eastern countries. Everything here is crazily priced because you don't have an option. But I have an option. I have the lounge. I can go there, eat, drink, sleep, enjoy my 3 hours connection, and get back fresh for the flight. And finally I found the lounge, the Marhaba lounge, and here it is. Breakfast, and it's time to say goodbye to the Marhaba lounge. Rush towards my gate B11, catch my next flight, that is to Mumbai. Airport, and surprisingly the immigration was really quick. Just waiting for my Uber to pick me up, and I think it should be here in a moment.